Hi, I'm Jeremy Sun, a current fourth-year architecture student from the Cooper Union Advancement of Science and Art in New York City. Before coming to New York City to study architecture, I was born and raised in Hong Kong, and Hong Kong is a very diverse city where the East meets West, so I value and uphold the Chinese tradition while being exposed to Western values and perspectives. Having experienced the best of both worlds, I learned to be sensitive and aware of my surroundings, where I find everyday encounters highly inspirational to me as a designer. Discovering my passion in architecture was an interesting journey. I came from a science academic background and never received any formal training in art before studying architecture. However, I was always interested in design and photography. I would always carry a camera with me to capture moments and details that could inspire me and share my vision with the others. It was during my last year of high school I researched about the discipline of architecture, and I came to realize it would be the perfect combination and balance for me to apply my science knowledge and artistic endeavors. I approach an architectural questions from three major categories: context, concept, and content. Context refers to the urban, social, and environmental relationships. The project I have submitted for the Gensler Diversity Scholarship is a library located in Far Rockaway of Queens, New York. The site was located on a crucial intersection of Far Rockaway that contains a diverse Jewish and Hispanic community charged with commercial activities, religious, and educational institutes. Given the task to redesign the library for such densely packed and diverse neighborhood, I attempt to reconceptualize the library typology through a series of spatial organization strategy. Architectural concept to me is an overarching idea that guides and connects formal strategies, spatial qualities, and structural systems, all together into a non-separable relationship. In my design proposal, the transformation of a neutral grid is my concept. A series of tectonic investigation that involves two-dimensional diagrams and three-dimensional physical study models gave rise to a gradient of spatial sequencing. Since the original Far Rockaway Library was flooded and severely damaged by Hurricane Sandy in 2012, I responded to the geographic context through applying a Vierendeel structure system to my transformed grid and elevated the library to prevent it from future flooding. The elevated structure also frees up the ground, which transforms the street level and sunken courtyard into a public plaza that anticipates social gatherings, using the architecture to celebrate the diverse community. The major content of the library is the stacks, the reading space and how one circulates through the two elements. First, you would get into the elevated library through a set of public staircases or elevators. Then you progress through a sequence of public reading spaces, book stacks, and into the more intimate private reading pods. The transition through these spaces is seamless, and the skylights arrangements corresponds to the grid to provide natural light for the readers. The modular private reading capsule is the core to my concept of urban intimacy. Having acknowledged the public nature of the library, the act of reading could be very personal and intimate. Therefore, I wanted to offer a mental retreat that allows individuals to have a quiet, private reading environment to conduct the act of reading within the busy urban condition. I believe the social responsibility of an architect is beyond addressing the basic pragmatic function of a space the client asks for. To practice architecture is a huge commitment to a built environment that demands me as a designer and future architect to be one step ahead, to have a vision and be curious to explore new spatial possibilities and solutions. This exploration journey for new ideas is never alone. On this project I've submitted, I had wonderful exchanges with my professor and my peers. In other occasions, I have collaborated with fashion and set designers, structural engineers, and most importantly, the client. Only through the integration of all our discipline and expertise, then we can come up with an impactful and strong design solution. I would be very grateful and excited to apply my technical skills and past experiences to continue this architectural exploration with the Gensler design team, who shares the collaborative vision and principle.